workouts shaken up now.
Yeah.
What is it like, to be able to come back from that and have the kind of game? What was kind of going through your head in the moment, playing on the field there?
I was pissed off, not only because of my me being in pain, but the way it happened. I didn't really like that. I mean, I talked to the player after the game. He said that wasn't his intention. But yeah, I don't like. That's a kind of like a play that's kind of bad, especially for a defensive end where you're having a tight end who's motioning in and then coming back and cutting you at the knees on a divide block. I feel like that's kind of a cowardly kind of play. But yeah, I was definitely pissed off. I came out the tent really mad, but I'm just glad, all grace to God, that I'm fine, I'm healthy, and that it wasn't a severe injury or anything like that. So I'm just very grateful that I was able to come back out and keep playing for the rest of the game.
Were you able to kind of take that anger and use it against them? Is that kind of what turned into a pretty big night for you?
Yeah, for sure. Like it was what fueled me for the rest of the game. Um, not just the anger from the hit, but the anger from knowing, or just the knowledge of knowing that at any moment it can be taken away from you. If my leg was a different way, or if he hit me another way, it could have been the end of my season. So I'm just grateful that I'm here. So then I got to play every game like it's every play like it's my last, and that's how I was able to just be going after everyone in that game afterwards.
Coach calls you the spokesperson of the team. You've gained a lot of national attention week in, week out. You're
Hmm.
going to get it again this week. How do you keep this team just fueled up and energized every single week?
It's pretty easy because everyone just wants to win. So no matter what type of hype goes around or what the fans get into talking about, at the end of the day, it's all about winning and losing. And um, we know that if we lose, it don't matter. All that stuff will go away. All that notoriety and all that. It's only people only with you when you're winning. In terms of the national attention, obviously our JMU fans are with us regardless. But and I want to thank you for all them for supporting us. But in terms of all the national media and all that talk, it's not going to keep happening if we're not winning. So at the end of the day, it's all about winning, and no one wants to lose. So I think that's the biggest motivating factor for this team, and especially me. I just hate losing. So we're gonna keep coming out and keep trying to win every week.
Torres seems to keep increasing his career tackle number
Hmm.
every week. 13 tonight. What have you kind of seen from him throughout the year, kind of growing as
Hmm.
stepping into that role at linebacker?
Yeah, he's just being more comfortable as every game goes by, and then his tenacity has always been there. It's just more a comfortability thing, um, getting more snaps underneath his belt, so he's reading, reacting to things faster. I feel like that's everyone on the defense. We're reading into things really fast and plugging these gaps and stuff like that. I just feel like they're really coming with a different level of aggression in the linebacker core, and I'm really proud of them young guys because they're really playing above and beyond expectations, and yeah, it's been really good.
Coach Haynes made no secret when he got the job. I'm going to blitz.
Hmm.
I'm going to go after guys. Young secondary members.
Hmm.
You guys are getting pressure as the four of you.
Yeah.
But what does it say about how your secondary is holding up that he consistently presses the blitz button?
Nah, it's definitely big because if you don't have corners who can be sticky and matchy on or DBs who can be sticky and matchy on players, then you can't really blitz because they can just pick it apart. They can just throw it where the blitzer comes from and stuff like that, just picking apart the holes. But if you got players that can really lock it down and hold it down enough for us to get to the quarterback, that's when you can really keep calling the blitz number and get after people. So I think it's definitely a big testament to how good our DBs have been playing and how good we have been at executing blitzes, because it's still gap sound when you're blitzing. You can't just be going all willy nilly. You need to have your gap, otherwise you open up lanes for the quarterback to escape and stuff like that.
I get to see because I'm down there, and Coach talked about it after the App State game. The whole thing about having fun got
Mhm.
a lot of attention. But you guys are in a tight, competitive fourth quarter,
Mhm.
and everyone's just like laughing and having fun.
Yeah.
Like, how does that actually happen?
It starts with preparation and being ready to play. When you know that you know what you have to do to win football games, you're not really nervous, even if you're down in the fourth quarter or down in a certain situation. I think it starts with confidence. We're just really confident in our ability to play. So no matter what's on the scoreboard, we know that we just have to play our game, and the cards will fall where they may. So that's really why we can be lighthearted and still enjoy the game, even if we're in a situation where a team is driving or stuff like that, because you can never be too high or never too low, like Coach says. And I feel like that's been one of the keys to our success and our ability to keep bouncing back when we get hit.
What is it like to see a guy like Percy come back
Hmm.
after last week being only available as an
Hmm.
emergency guy, now come back
Nah, it's been very cool, man. You know, the old guys getting in, putting in work. We not that old, but yeah, it's definitely cool to see my boy going hard and trucking people and running to the end zone. I mean, it's fun, man. It's fun, you know, because like we came in here, we were 18 years old, and it was the young guys, and now to see us, the older guys who are being big contributors for the team. I mean, it's definitely really cool.
You know, we were talking about it before we sat down, but 4th and 1, and you don't really need more than 1 yard. You end up, breaking tackle and getting a touchdown. What's it like that?
I mean, Coach Sig, he emphasized all week that we have to get the short yardage, 3rd-and-1s, 4th-and-1s all weekend. That's something we worked on this weekend. I had to go out there and just, put it on the field. So.
Last week, you were available, not in a full-time availability. Now tonight, you carried the load. What is it like to, to see that and be able to put up a career night after, not being 100% last week?
I mean, it feels amazing, honestly. I feel like once I settle down, I'll be able to really embrace it. But the hardest part is definitely the patience. You know what I mean? I just had to stay patient and just trust God, trust the process, and I know everything. Everything will just come correct and everything will be all good.
How encouraging is a performance like this? After that, to you, Nick, just moving forward.
Oh, this motivates me 100%. This motivates me, gives me confidence, helps me realize that that this is just another step. You know what I mean? Just coming out and having a career high, and just being able to go out there and ball with my guys. You know what I mean? It's just another step, but got a long season left.
The cliche often is the run sets up the pass.
Mm-hmm.
You guys struggled to run the ball early. Felt like the pass set up the run
Yeah.
tonight. How did you kind of see it from that perspective?
I mean, I feel like it definitely goes back and forth because sometimes the receivers are on the outside, they're making plays, which will open up the box. Or sometimes, you know what I mean, we're making plays inside the box and they got to stack the box, let the receivers go up. So I think it's good that we have a team that can honestly do both. You know what I mean?
You talk about tight ends and things like that, and they do a lot for you guys in the run game. But what is it like to kind of see them kind of score 2 touchdowns and have pretty good nights?
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. Drew and Thornton, they're dogs. They're dogs. They're gonna go out there. They're gonna block their tails off. They're gonna give all they have, and that motivates me. And I know that me giving my all too is gonna motivate them too. And I'm proud of them. Proud of both of them. I was excited for both of them when Drew had a crazy touchdown. Thornton had a crazy touchdown. I was over there right there in the end zone with them, excited.
5-0. Pretty big start in the first year in the FBS, and most guys say they're not surprised. What is it, for this team? Like, what does that just say about this team to be able to jump into this next level of football and really not skip a beat?
I think it talks about it really shows our tradition and then our brotherhood in the locker room, our coaching, and our leadership, because we said what we wanted to do at the beginning of camp and throughout camp and at the beginning of the season, and we're going out there and every week we're staying focused and we're going 1-0. We're going 1-0, and we're doing what we said we were going to do. And at this point right now, it's just about staying focused and staying on the right path.
Going along that, you've been a part of many teams here, and you have expectations going into every year. So what has surprised you the most about this team?
What has really surprised me is honestly the younger guys. They've really taken that next step. A lot of guys over here, they didn't have too much experience, and I'm talking offense and defense, not just offense. They didn't have a lot of experience, but they're coming out there and they're playing like veterans. They're coming out there and they're playing their heart out. They're blocking for their teammates, and they're doing everything to try and get the win. And that's what I really respect about our team.
At one point in the game, you had 108 yards, but 105 after the catch. Talk about the screen and being able to really do damage off that. What you guys, if that was that part of the game plan, and what did you see from the defense?
Yeah, that definitely was part of the game plan. We worked different types of screens, coming across the formation, bubble screens on the same side of the formations. We had a whole bunch of different screens in this week, and that was one of the game plans, just got to make things happen after the catch. I should have scored on that one down our sideline, but it's all right.
What about the one on the opposite sideline? It looked like you lost it a second and you stumbled. The guy fell behind you.
I don't know what happened on that one. I think I faded to the ball and, just lost my footing, but I was wide open. I should have scored on that one too.
I mean,
I think it's kind of a mix of both, like Percy was saying. You know, with our running game, it kind of opened up the pass today because with our screens, we had the screens. Like I was saying, we had it all week long set up, and the running game brought the linebackers into the box and the safeties down, so it opened up stuff on the perimeter, and we were able to capitalize on that with the screenplays. So I think the run kind of opened up the pass more today, but it kind of goes both ways. It really depends.
What was it like to see Percy, go off on a game like this right after a game where he wasn't really able to play much?
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing Percy out there running. It's so nice to see him back out there. I mean, I feel like he's been nicked up for the past 2 years, and he's finally getting back on the field. Playing how he plays. He had like 160 yards a day and 2 tuds. I mean, that's just what he does. So I'm excited to see him back out there.
How about the roles of your fellow wide receivers as blockers for you? That was a big part tonight.
I mean, yeah, we always preach, just blocking for each other, doing what you're supposed to do for each other, So 'cause we do it if you have the ball, I'm gonna do it for you. If I got the ball, they're gonna do it for me. That's just something we preach. We really pride ourselves on blocking for each other.
Kind of going off that, the tight ends have been doing a really good job at blocking this year, but tonight they got really involved in the pass game.
Yeah.
So to get them involved.
Yeah, I was excited to see him, both get in the end zone. That's exciting. I'm happy for him. They blocked their tail off for the run game and the pass game, so they definitely deserve to finally, get in the end zone.